So here's a stock which I bought. It's known as VIX, UVXY, and I bought it, and it's actually an index, and I bought it this morning. I'm going to show you in my messages. I bought it this morning at 9:30 a.m. and I did not. I actually set it at 1:51 a.m. I set it to buy 100. I set to buy $100 worth of it, and at 9:30 when market opened up, it automatically bought $100 worth of it at $14.57 a share. Right. So this was basically an automated trade in that sense. And I'm going to go back to my portfolio and open it, and you can see the result today, which is that it earned, well, right now 22%. It just dropped down a bit, but at this point, you can see I have over $20 earned on my $100. Right, so that's pretty good for one day. I just bought it at 9:30. But what I want to focus on in this video is why I actually bought it at 9:30 a.m. today. Why did I even decide to do that? Why did I set to buy something at the market open of 9:30 a.m. today, right? And I did it based on an analysis, all right? So you could say it's somewhat of an experiment, but I seem to be having success with this. I'm going to explain how I'm using a Google Sheet to do this. Now, the first thing is you type in the actual symbol. So the Google Sheet will pull data once you type a symbol. The symbol for this particular index is UVXY. And once you put UVXY in, you get, well, yes, you have UVXY, but then you also have to put in the number of days that you want to go in the past. So if I'm looking at the past 3 months, for instance, that's 90 days, 90. So the past 3 months, which is actually just 62 trading days, because remember you have weekends, you have holidays, and those different days off. But you can see it automatically goes from February 4th to May 5th. Today's May 5th, okay? So 90 days back in the past up until today. Okay, then what happens is it pulls all of the dates, all the trading days, and all of the open prices, the lows. I'm using Google Finance to do this, which is a built-in function of Google Sheets called Google Finance. And I've programmed it to pull the open, the low, the high, and the close, and also the dates. Then I also have another function that gives me the days of the week for each of these dates, right? So I can clearly see Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I can see what days these actually are, right? And you scroll down and you can see all these different prices. Okay, so these are the open, the low, the high, and the close prices of every single one of these trading days for the past 90 days. Okay, so don't worry about all the other stuff that's here yet. I'm just focusing on that right now, right? Now, here's another sheet tab which is called Weekday Stats. What this is that I've actually broken down, and just again, there's a lot of stuff here, but I just want to pay attention right now to this part. I've broken it down into open, low, high, and close, right? The 4 price points for each day. Looking at the average price of the stock for the past 90 days on each of these days of the week. In other words, if you take all of the Mondays, let's take a look again at this list of prices. Let's talk about the open price. If you take all of the Monday open prices, like this Monday, that was here, and you take this Monday, and you take, there's another Monday in here somewhere, this Monday, right? All of these Monday open prices all the way through this time range, and you average all those open prices together, this is the average price of all those Mondays. This is the average price of all the Tuesday opens, the Wednesday opens, the Thursday opens, the Friday opens. And then the same thing for the low prices, the high prices, and the close prices per day of the week, the average on each day of the week. Now, what this gives me then is the ability to see which day of the week has the lowest average price. Okay, so what we see, for instance, let's just talk about the open price only, not looking at everything, just the open, okay? This is how you do this, just breaking it down. The lowest price, the lowest open price is Thursday. Okay, Thursday has the lowest average open price. Monday has the highest average open price on this, okay? And this is, this is just to get started, just to give us an idea. Then I have added something here to this particular version of this Google Sheet. I've added a min-max gap. What is the min-max gap? What it is just measuring as a percentage, what is the difference between the lowest price, which is on Thursday, and the highest average price, which is on Monday. How far apart are those two prices, right? We see $15.64 is the average price for Thursday for the past 90 days. And then we see that the average price for Monday is $16. The difference is 2.34%, meaning the maximum price, which is the price on Monday, this average is 2.34% higher than the average on Thursday. Okay? So this is, I think it's a fairly large gap, right? And then if we look at the low price, we see that it's basically the same thing. The lowest average is on Thursday, highest average is on Monday. But this gap is even larger, 4.37%, and then we see the high, except the high is a day off. It's Wednesday, Monday instead. So Wednesday has the lowest average price, and then Monday has the highest average price for the high. And then we look at the closing price, and it's similar. There, the lowest average closing price is Wednesday, but the highest is Friday. Okay, so these are different. But what we see is that basically the lowest of prices is between Wednesday and Thursday, where the highest seems to be between Friday and Monday. Right? Okay, so but what I'm doing with this particular trade, or what I did, is I kind of focused particularly on the open price. Right? And this is something I'm experimenting with, where what I'm doing is I'm buying stocks basically blindly. Buying it, and I'm referring to this as blind trading, buying it at the open on a particular day of the week, and then also selling it at the open on another day of the week. But you can also watch it and try to see if you can catch the high, sell the high. But this is just one thing I'm doing, just comparing open prices only. And what I want to also mention is that, so it's not just this simple. Well, let me say this. The thing about averages that we have to understand is that sometimes they lie. Okay, and what I mean, I'm using that word loosely, is that sometimes the average price on a particular day is lower or higher, or very low or very high, not really because that day usually has a higher price, but because there was one particular day where the price on this day was really high. For instance, there might have been just one, okay, who's the max day for open price? Monday, right? Monday has the highest open price, right? Average open price. It could be that there was one particular Monday, if I go through all these Monday open prices, where the price is just so unusually large on that one Monday that it makes the average Monday price very high. But if you look at these Monday prices, if you actually take your time and look at them, none of these Monday prices are really unusually large compared to the other prices. None of these prices are really like astronomically large, right? And really, a good way to verify or to check this is with the actual chart. So what I'm going to do is look at the chart again, and I'm going to look at the past 3 months. And if you look at the past 3 months of this stock, which is what I'm analyzing anyway, 90 days, you don't see anything here that is, you don't see any really like drastic overnight changes. I mean, it might look like there's some pretty sharp rises, but they're still happening like over time if you kind of look at the dates. But now if I saw like something where it was down here and then like the next day it was up here, you know, like some really drastic sudden change in price, I would want to kind of look to see if that happened perhaps on a Monday or something, because then the average price on Monday might be high just because that one day. You see what I mean? So we don't want that. What we want is we want that these events, okay, of the Thursday price being the low and the Monday price being the high, we want this to be a regular thing. We want this to be something that happens often, right? That it does often. Okay, and that's another thing that I'm going to add to this, another calculation is, well, how often is it doing this particular thing, right? But pretty much if you look at the chart and you can, and it just looks, there wasn't any really, or even if you look at the past year, right? Because, and really the best way I could demonstrate this is if I guess I'd have to look at a, I don't know if I can think of one off the top of my head where the price changed like really drastically overnight. I know it happened on Wyden, but it was like a good while ago, so I might not be able to see it now. It was like a long time ago. I'm not sure how many years it's been, actually, come to think of it. But there was a real sharp change, I remember, where it was like really low. Maybe this is it. You can see August 28th, 2020. It was like 84 cents a share, right? You see these prices. First of all, it dropped. This was during the COVID time, right, where it really dropped in price. And then we see how the price, this drastic, I mean, look at how drastic, from 89 cents a share to $23 a share in such a short time. See, so this will throw off the averages of a particular day because it's such a sharp change. So my point is that we don't see anything like this with the with the VIX, with the UVXY. We don't see that kind of really sharp change, right? So that's why I trust these averages. That's pretty much my point. Okay, so that's the idea. I mean, that's pretty much it. So the idea is that I said, well, let me try buying it at the open, which is 9:30 a.m. Just set it to buy Thursday open, at the open, and then let me just see if it goes up towards Monday. And now basically, if I want to day trade this, I could go ahead and sell this today before, oh, it's actually 4:02 now, right? But the other thing I could do is I could sell it tomorrow, right? I could actually just set this to sell and set to sell whatever amount I want to sell tomorrow, which is Friday. All right, but what I could have done if I wanted to do a day trade, I could have sold like half of it perhaps, or I could have sold all of it and just taken my profit, and you know, you don't have to hold it because there's risk in holding things. You know, it could go down tomorrow for all I know. But the idea of this analysis is that generally it seems that there is this gap between Thursday and Monday. So, but is it perfect? No. Is this always going to happen? No. You know. But what we do see is that the Friday average price is higher than the Thursday. And then we see that the Monday average price is even higher than the Friday. Right? But notice that after Monday, then we see this like it's coming down. So we see that Tuesday, you see how this price is going down? Okay? So this is just a way of maybe looking at the general behavior of the stock throughout the trading week. You can't swear that this is how it's always going to be. I just don't want to, put that out there. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying this gives me kind of a general idea of how it moves during a trading week. So what I see here generally is that, whatever the price is Monday, I see it dropping between Tuesday to Thursday until it gets to this smallest point. And then I see that it comes up on Friday. This is the open I'm talking about, the open price. And then I see that on Monday, it goes up it's even larger than Friday. Okay? But the other thing that we really would want to do here, and I really should put a filter on this, I'm going to highlight that, create a filter, is you might want to actually just look at, want to clear this and just look at Thursday and look at Friday, maybe even Monday if you want to go that far. But let's just look at Thursday, Friday. It's easy to look at two things. These are these Thursday, Friday, and let's just pay attention to these open prices, and let's just look at how often these things actually do go up. I mean, this is going up, right, from Thursday to Friday. I see that it went up. I see it went up here as well from Thursday to Friday. I see it went up, it went down, right? So like I said, it's not perfect. It's not always going to go up. Look, this went down. Look at this one. It went up again. This went down. This went down, but only a little bit. Another thing that I look at is, well, how much did it go down? Right? Or how much does it usually, when it does go down, how much does it go down from Thursday to Friday? But when it goes up, how much does it go up? And what I like to see is that when it does go up from Thursday to Friday, which is often, that it goes up a lot, but when it goes down from Thursday to Friday, it only goes down a little. All right? So that's kind of like the pattern that I want to see. There's sometimes when say Friday was off, right, where the market wasn't open, and that kind of makes it a little weird. So here you have like Thursday, but then there's no Friday. So what I usually do is I will look at the Monday instead, the day after. But right now, just looking at Thursday, Friday, you look at this again, right? Look at this jump, right, from Thursday, Friday, open to open, right? And then look at this jump again, okay? So it's a pretty good jump. And I have that jump actually measured as I call it previous open to open. So what you can also do is you can look at every Friday and just see how much higher it was than the day before. So you can see it opened 5.5% higher than it opened the day before. Here, 9.75%. Here, minus 19.26% lower. Whew. Here, 11% higher, minus 13. Okay, so not too good. So there are some steep drops sometimes. All right, so there's risk in this. There's definitely risk. Minus 4. There's definitely risk in this because you can see there are times when it also dropped tremendously. So on Friday, right? But then, of course, we also need to look at Monday because that's another thing. Did it go up Monday? So, I mean, it's a lot to look at. And honestly, I mean, I do use Google Sheets, but there is some added analysis I do, which is, looking at over time what is happening between these 2 days. So I know in this video I'm going to kind of structure the process, I think, in another video and really come up with a precise explanation of how I actually look at these things and measure it and then make the decision of what to do. But I'm just kind of throwing it at you for this video just to give you a general idea of what I do. But I'll have to take some time and sit down and actually come up with the method written out in steps, and I'll present it in another video. But basically what I do is I look at the different length of the history. So for instance, the past 180 days, which is basically the past 6 months. So I'll set this to 180 days, which is 123 trading days. And then I'll look at these stats, right? And I'll say, okay. And again, it's just easier to start out for simplicity. I'll just look at one price point. Okay, and it really depends on how you're trading, but I'm just going to look at open price for now. And I do see the min-max gap is 5.59%. That means that the Monday has an average price that is 5.59% higher than the Thursday average price. Okay. Well, okay, fine. And that's for the past 180 days. Then I'll take this and I'll say, well, and I have to try to remember that and make a note of it. It's telling you Thursday, Monday, and it's telling you 5.59%. Make a mental note and then say, well, let's change this to 120. Just the past 120 days, more, without that older history, just recent, make it more recent. For the past 120 days, it gives me Wednesday, Monday. So it's like a day off from where it was before. And look how large that gap is. It's 7.09%. But here's the thing. You might say, well, now it's giving me a different day. Yeah, but remember, days are just a thing for us as humans. I mean, that's how we think about the week in terms of days, right? But what it really is the week is really just a week. It's a whole trading week, right? And so to me, it's more about, is it lower in the middle of the week and higher at the end of the week? Or is it lower in the beginning of the week, or is it higher in the beginning of the week? That's really kind of what we're looking at, right? So if you notice, now it's telling you Wednesday, Monday. Well, Wednesday is only 1 day away from Thursday. So it's really, the pattern is not really changing much, actually. It's just that Wednesday is a little lower than Thursday now. So now Wednesday is the minimum. But still, if you actually look at Thursday, remember it was Thursday, Monday before, there's still that gap between Thursday and Monday. We still see that Thursday is $15.14, for instance, and that Friday has a higher average, and then Monday has an even higher average. So that relationship between Thursday and Monday is still the same. It's just that now Wednesday is even lower than Thursday. So now it's giving you Wednesday, Monday. But, looking at the actual numbers, it's still lower on Thursday and then higher into Monday, right? And this gap is what the gap is. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of looking at, right? And then I might even say, well, let me look at the past 90, which we already looked at. All right, and then I'm saying, okay, Thursday, Monday is still a similar pattern. And hey, This Thursday price is still there. This Friday price is still larger than the Thursday. And the Monday is still larger than both of these. I'm seeing the same pattern. The pattern's not changing, all right, no matter the length of the history. Now, if I start looking at 60 days, keep in mind, and actually I should turn this, let me turn this filter off. Keep in mind that this is a weekly thing, right? We're looking at the difference between different days of the week. So this only happens once a week. So when this gets too small, you're not going to have enough to look at after a while, right? So you can't go too small with this, right? But if you look at the past, I think we can go down to 60 days, which gives us like 42 trading days, but that only gives us like maybe 6 weeks to look at. But still enough to see that there's still that pattern of Thursday, Monday, right? The numbers, of course, are going to change. The actual averages will change, but it's still the same relationship. 1496 on Thursday, 1511 a little higher on Friday, and then even higher on Monday. So that's what I really look for, is that this relationship is consistent, persistent. This relationship between of price, average price between these certain days of the week, it is ever present, no matter how much history I look at. I'm still seeing that pattern. So therefore, I don't think it's just like a fluke pattern. I think this is really a thing, so to speak, right, for this particular stock. That this is what it does, right, so to speak, or what it's doing right now. And you can get into even more detailed analysis that I won't get into here, but I kind of did mention here, which is that you can even keep looking at this gap and over time and see if the gap between these 2 days is growing somehow. See if that gap is getting larger and larger, because that can show you that that it really is a pattern. That's what they call pattern growth, right? Pattern growth, right? Growth pattern, right? So this is basically what I look at, and then the idea is you buy this on Thursday, and then you buy it on Thursday at open, which is what I did, and then see if it goes up, and then you can sell it when it goes up. And you can do now, if you can do it blindly, if you're going to just do this blindly, what you will do is literally just set this to sell without even worrying about it. I can just say, I'm going to go ahead and sell my whole $100 of the stock. Of course, if I can sell it now. After hours, I think you have to do a limit order or something like that. But and if you don't know what that is, don't worry about that. But what I can do later on is I can just set it to just sell, and tomorrow morning at 9:30, it will just sell at 9:30, and I'm not even worried about the price, because for one, the price jumps so much, right? It probably won't drop down that drastically by Monday morning. And also, I'm just going by the pattern that it's usually higher on Friday, right? So, of course, there's some risk, right? Because what if it doesn't go up? What if it does the opposite? And so what I usually do with the approach is, and it depends on your financial situation, how much money you have. For some people, putting $100 in one stock is fine, and for some people that would be too much to put into this one trade. It just really depends. I'm experimenting, and I don't care. I'm experimenting with the $100. I actually don't care if it loses $20 tomorrow, right? But you can do the same thing I just did with way less than $100. You could buy $5, right? And you could do this instead. You could just buy $10 of it. And then another thing you can do, or that I actually do, is you can find maybe 2 or 3 different stocks with this kind of behavior, similar relationship. And what you can do is you split your money up. So instead of putting just like 100 on one of them, you can find 4 different stocks that have this kind of pattern from Thursday to Friday, let's say, right, where the price is going up from Thursday, Friday into Monday. And then you put $25 in each one to kind of split up the risk. That way, maybe one goes down, but maybe the other 3 go up. That's what usually I find happens, is that when I've studied the pattern and I'm satisfied, maybe 3 go up and 1 goes down. Because, again, it's not perfect. You're not going to win all the time. Okay, that's just not how the stock market works. But overall, I might come out net positive, right? So that's basically kind of the approach here. And And it doesn't always, I mean, it doesn't always go up this much, but I've done sometimes where I did a few, just, I sold yesterday, one went up like 6%, the other two went up like 2%, and then I think one had lost, I don't remember how much it lost, like 1% or something like that. So overall, I was net positive, and that's kind of the idea. So anyway, you can get a copy of this Google Sheet right here in the description of this video. And this was just kind of a loose analysis, showing you the analysis that I generally, the general analysis I did of day of the week price variation, meaning how the prices vary between different days of the week. Using that analysis to decide to buy this particular index on a particular day at a particular point, and then to also sell it on another day at another point, right? And that was pretty much the purpose of the video. So do get the Google Sheet so you can start doing your analysis. All you need is a Google account and you're ready to go. Just get the Google Sheet and you can go ahead and start doing this analysis as well. And then stick around, subscribe to my channel, and I do plan to put more content on this. This is interesting. This is right as of the date of this video in an experimental phase, so I haven't done this a lot, but I've done it quite a bit, and I've seen some success with it. But I'm not going to suggest that anyone dive in with this day of the week, these day of the week variations, trading just based on that. But it's something you can try out. You can try with a smaller amount of money, which is relative to everyone's financial situation. Small for one person is large for another. It just depends on your financial situation. But if it does work out, this is a way I think you can make a few bucks without much of a headache. And so that's basically it. I am Mr. Mark. This is Google Sheets for Stocks, and I hope to hear from you directly if you want to contact me directly, or if you want to leave comments, questions, and suggestions right here in the video. I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you around on the channel.